Slay the heretics! Cleanse, purge.
Hey guys, it's Merrick. I've got another gameplay commentary for you today. This one is yet again on Planetside 2, but we're playing NSO with the Galilei. The Galilei is the NSO Araxium LMG, and I'm not gonna lie, it took me a little while to figure out how to use this gun. It's got a higher fire rate than the XMG 100, but the bullet drops off a lot faster, the bullets travel quite slow, even with high velocity, and it's got a very small magazine with a quite long reload. Because the drop-off begins at 10 meters and winds up going all the way down to 112 damage, I'm actually not running high velocity for once, but trust me, it bothers me a lot. You could run forward grip on it, it's actually not that bad. It actually does help out the gun quite a lot, but because it is such a long reload, I feel like it is almost a necessity to run the extended mag to make it actually reasonable to have that kind of a reload. So on the Galilei, I'm running the compensator and the extended magazine. You could also go with the forwards grip, but then you have to deal with a 4-second reload for 50 bullets, which is kind of unreasonable for me. I'm running battle hardened because I was trying to decide between this and some other things, but considering the few times I did make somewhat okay sessions, I noticed the aim punch was relatively difficult to deal with. Could just be because I'm still very new to this weapon, but I'm not 100% sure. With that out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. I'm going to be starting this session off at Indar Activation Site, where after spawning in, I just pretty much jumped off the building, tried to run towards the point, got picked off immediately by somebody peeking out of one of the windows, and then ran it back. I thought I could have won that fight through the window, but I actually forgot to put the compensator on from when I was practicing with the gun, so I was dealing with a lot more recoil than I was supposed to. So, getting that all together and running it back, I start pushing towards point yet again. I see a lot of people outside, so I try to take a wider angle so that I'm not in their way, and I can kind of get the best angle on the fight that's going to be happening. There's a flashbang that comes out, so I avoid that before taking another angle. I see some dude on a tight corner, try to take that fight, wind up spreading my bullets between two different people, and just dying for free. I do take a res, and I catch somebody trying to do a grenade launcher, but then I wait for the other guy to re-peek, and he never actually does, so I go back to trying to peek these other angles and slowly cut the pie. I managed to tickle a few guys on these side angles, but I don't actually get anybody taken out, and then I have to deal with this excessively long reload before I just swap it up and check the other side. I do see somebody peek out of this corner, and I pick him off before he gets the res. Then, seeing that we have a little bit of a footing here, I actually decide to swing in aggressively and catch these guys off guard, and manage to secure us the lobby. I know we've breached in this side, but there could still be people on the other side, so I swing, looking that angle already. I do catch somebody off, and then I flick back around in time to manage to pick somebody off at the bottom of the stairs. I see a bunch of dots on the minimap that are probably upstairs, but I feel like it wouldn't hurt to make sure that we secure both sets of the bottom floor lobby. So I swing to the other side, manage to catch somebody as they're coming in, and then delayed peek into somebody else as they try to run off, before beginning to push up the side of the stairs. I catch a medic that was pushing up to get an aggressive res, and I back off when I see a max, but before I can even begin to partially re-peek, it seems like a res has gone off, and there's a few people coming down the stairs trying to push aggressively. I have to reload because I run out of ammo, and I just get taken out before I can really play the game. Having no respawn there because we lost the point, I move over to Indar.com, and I see what I can make happen there. Although it seems like I've been there before any purple show up, and I can already see that blue is there because they're floating around on their vehicles, and the point is already flipping. I take a quick peek to confirm that, and I just have to back off and try to take an angle because I cannot push out and fight all of them at once. I manage to pick one off, and then I trade some shots and tickle a few more before I rotate back down the stairs and go out the side of the building. Thankfully though, as that happens, I've taken enough time that purple are starting to spawn in here, and I can actually begin to push up. I catch one guy on the roof as he was waiting for people to run by him, and then I just follow the blob, trying to make sure that I have some cover as we get position and start taking on this fight. We swing into the lobby, and because we wrapped around, some people are not ready for us, and we're able to get a few pickoffs from the other lobby as we do this. I almost get murdered by a medic that respawned on top of me, but thankfully I don't. And we slowly just make sure that we secure the lobby before I start to swing these stairs and try to get an angle on the guys holding upper. I don't make it very far before there's a max, so I have to back off. And as I'm getting back into this corner, there's that same medic that gets up. I see a bunch of blue dots that means it's probably going to be a push, but I don't make a committed decision to either run out or try to fight. And either way, I don't have the health to fight. I do die for free, and then for some reason I take a stupid res that I should never take, but I do manage to make it back out the door. As I'm trying to go re-peek in, I catch somebody in a fight on the bottom of the stairs, but I get killed from a guy shooting me from the roof. As opposed to taking the hard spawn, I grab a outside sunderer spawn and go up the side of the building. That way I can get onto the balcony and try to cut the pie from here. I'm able to get a nice angle on a few people. I try to cut the pie, take a lot of damage, and then I actually just swap sides. I do it to try to take advantage of the right angle peak. I do manage to successfully cross, and then I slowly cut the angle yet again, trying to make sure I'm clear as I push up and keep aggressive. I want to be aggressive here because there's a lot of pressure on the entire building, and I want to make sure I'm able to get kills, but if I commit too hard, I will just die and have to run back. So it's kind of a balancing act. As such, I'm doing my best to clear out everything that I can see in front of me, and then only when I see it's a little bit clear do I begin pushing in and cutting more of the angle to see that if I can find more people to shoot at. As I see more purple coming up the other staircase, I realize this is pretty much over, and I've run out of bullets, so I just lob a rocket into the bunch there, and get killed by somebody rezzing before I run back and confirm that this is pretty much wrapped up. It looked like there was still a hole going on, so I ran back, but I only got 2 more people before it turned out to be that the whole area was clear, and I just moved on. So from there, I head to Quartz Ridge, because it looks like there's going to be a fight there, but I don't actually see anything until I get all the way over to B Point. I'm about ready to turn around when I see somebody going out the other door of the building, and as I go to chase him, somebody peeks really close on me, and I have to quickly dis and re-engage to get the initiative and take that fight. I saw a few people, being the first guy that ran out the doorway and that guy that peeked me, so I assume there's going to be a few more, and I try to wrap around quickly enough to catch the guy that's going to res him. I do actually deny that res, but as I rotate around the building, I don't see a res nade go off, and I go to push up the stairs only to see the guy I killed is back outside that front door. I do manage to pick him off, and then I immediately push up on a point. I don't know how many people are on point, so as I get up to the corner, I let my gun up early rather than sprinting around the corner. I don't see anybody, and as I swing the doorway, I do see a few people. I manage to take out the first one, and then I forget how to use my hands, but I do still get the second guy because he refuses to get behind cover. He absolutely has enough time to not die here, but he keeps trying to push in, and he dies for it. I move over to the other doorway because it's obvious this guy is pushing that way, and I pick him off before going back into the middle of the hallway out here to get a reload. I re-peek just in time to see somebody swinging that fucking server. I take him out, but I had no warning that there was another wave of people spawning in, and I just kind of die for free. Keeping up that tradition, I didn't realize that I'm the only person defending this entire fucking base, so I start moving back out, hoping to pick some people off, and I just turn into an angry mob, the kind you would see in the middle of a fucking horror movie. They're already pushing into the building, and I just die for free yet again. Running back, I managed to catch a few people on the stairs as they're trying to peek towards the spawn, so it's just a free pickup there once I realize how to aim. From there, I check the other doorway below me, seeing potentially getting another kill there, and then because I've already shot, decide to cover my back and check the corner. Thankfully I do, as there's a guy that comes around right then. I'm able to take him out, and before anybody else can show up, I jump down and heal. I don't jump all the way down, I hit this ledge, and it rewards me with yet another kill as someone is on the corner. This is why you check your minimaps, because I'm able to drop on this guy, pick him up, and I would have gotten the other one in the background, but I ran out of bullets, unfortunately. I come back into the building, I swing around, trying to catch this guy as he pushes back up to take me out. I whiff every single bullet, and I only pick up one when I could have gotten a few more. Coming back, I'm yet again able to pick off somebody who's being greedy and standing at the top of the staircase, and as I go to check the door below me, I actually just slip, fall, and die. That's pretty much all there is to say about that one. Running back again, I don't see a whole lot until I get to the drop down. I drop down, and I do see somebody coming out of this doorway. I pick him up, and then I go check my back to check this other doorway. I don't see anyone on the door, but I go to check the far door, and as I go to do that, I see someone on the minimap. I turn around and pick that guy up before eventually jumping down and trying to cut the angle on this doorway. I pick up a medic on the side, and I go to pick up another one that should be a free kill if I could aim, but because I'm too far from the angle and I did this sloppily, somebody just swings close and takes me out for free. As I'm running back this time, it looks like we are actually contesting point and there's a lot of pressure, so I decide to come in from a different angle. Rather than dropping down the outside, I come down the main stairs, and I run in just in time to see a bunch of people across the way. I'm able to take a few of those out, and then as I go to the side, I see a few more that are trying to res and take a defensive angle behind the silos. I toss a nade as I run out of ammo, and then I keep up the pressure, trying to make sure they don't get a foothold there. As I push up, able to take out another one on the side, trying to keep the cover, but it seems like we're starting to sweep the room, so I keep pushing forward. Seems like they're fully wiped, so I actually head outside, trying to catch any stragglers, and it just so happens that there is a guy that I see on the minimap just before he runs around the corner, and I'm able to take him out for pretty much free. From there, I move pretty uncontested up to B point, where it seems like there's a really large hold, and I just peek in the doorway, trying to slowly carve people off the top of the staircase. I managed to push up and start to fight people at the top of the stairs here, but I never let go of my fire button long enough, and my bullets are just going everywhere, so I just kind of eat shit when I should have been able to continue racking up a few kills. I take a moment to deal with my confusion because I didn't realize that I did that at first, and when I realize that I'm just dumb, I do manage to take a res and get back to the bottom of the stairs before re-engaging and taking the exact same fight where I'm yet again trying to carve people off the top of the staircase and make space. between having less people to actually pressure the top of the stairs with me and realizing that I'm too stupid, I played a little more reserved, and I'm able to get a few more kills before I rotate back and around a little bit as I reload, and then repeat the same angles. I'm able to take a few more people off of that angle, and while I could just dis and re-engage and be in off timing, because there's people starting to stack up on my doorway, and there's kind of a thinning out of pressure overall, I just rotate to a different door and try to pressure from there. I manage to catch a guy on the off side, and as I go to engage him, I realize I'm in a bad position. I don't manage to rotate out in time, and I just fall over. From there, the top point has been cleared out by the time I respawn, and there's people on point A, so I push down with what seems to be a small group of people and try to clear them out. While it was small compared to the last push we dealt with, this group was way bigger than the amount of people inside the point, so we just clean sweep them, and then I head elsewhere. I have no intentions of going to the crown, so I actually just head to the side point off of the biolab and take the teleporter. From there, I don't see anything until I get up onto point, and somebody tries to come in from behind. I am able to take him out, and then I continue looking for anybody else that might have been following him up. I do manage to find an infiltrator that swings close, and thankfully I catch a medic that just turned the wrong direction. From there, I keep rotating around because I see dots coming up the other staircase. I don't manage to take this guy out on the stairs. I just do some damage, and then realize that I am completely out of bullets. So I leap over the edge, and I hope they're going to follow. The first guy peeks, but does not jump over the edge, and I start to take a wider angle, trying to get his friend, but he then does commit. I'm able to pick him up as he's falling, but I die to his friend. But I'm going to bring this session to a close with 61 kills in 21 minutes. I think some of my mistakes were basically just general situational awareness failures and overextensions. I've also had this gun unlocked for a few days now, and I still am having trouble actually getting it to do what I want it to do. Otherwise, I noted a few different examples of me peeking before my shields and such were ready, which is something that I seem to always have an issue with. But specifically like in Darcom, I didn't run into certain death when I otherwise would have, so there's something to pat myself on the back for. There may be a second part to this session. I don't know exactly how it's going to pan out yet. But I gotta start wrapping this up, so, as always, let me know what you do like, let me know what you don't like, let me know what you think, so I can improve my videos moving forwards. Thank you guys for your continued support, and I'll see you all next time.